The echo of Ravenswood House. As the sun descended into the horizon, saffron and indigo hues spilling across the sky, Ravenswood House emerged from the shadows, a tempest of irony amidst the fading beauty, its decay showing defiance to its elegance. The gabled roof sagged beneath the weight of countless storms, while ivy clung desperately to the bricks, weaving tendrils like fingers grasping for life. Emily Hargrove stepped onto the overgrown pathway, her heart thrumming with a blend of dread and thrill. The air was thick with the scent of damp earth and neglect, as autumn leaves crackled underfoot, an unwelcome herald of the chill to come. The house loomed before her, its windows blind and vacant, like old eyes shuttered against the world. Every creak of the aged floorboards echoed in the vast emptiness. As she crossed the threshold into the dimly lit foyer, shadows danced in the corners, flickering like the whispers of long-forgotten guests. The air tightened around her, a tangible presence, clinging to her skin like a heavy fog, as if the house itself quietly scrutinized her intrusion. She ventured further, drawn to the parlor, where a moth-eaten chaise lounge sat languishing in shadows. Dust motes waltzed in the shafts of light that slipped through the grimy windows, swirling lazily, as if caught in a timeless ballet of decay. An antique gramophone rested at the edge of the room, its horn poised expectantly. With a tentative hand, she brushed the fine layer of dust off its surface, her breath hitching at the sudden chill that swept through her. Then, the quiet crackle of static crackled unexpectedly, and the needle groaned against the disc of a long-forgotten record. A haunting melody emerged, sweet yet sorrowful, pulling her deeper into the house's melancholy embrace, as if the very walls sighed in nostalgia. Suddenly, the air transformed, cool and electric, awakening a sense of urgency within her. Emily turned sharply as the sound of furniture shifting reached her ears, a soft but distinct scrape against the wooden floor. Frayed nerves ignited, and she was seized by the inexplicable urge to flee. Yet a compulsion kept her rooted, eyes wide, breath shallow. In the corner of her vision, a shadow stirred, a flicker, momentary yet insistent, by the hearth where the crumbling fireplace lay cold and empty. Her pulse quickened as she strained to discern something ghostly taking shape. The outline of a figure appeared, clothed in ethereal garments that billowed like mist, dancing on the threshold between reality and dreams. "Why do you linger?" the silhouette murmured, its voice a haunting echo that resonated deep within her chest, cutting through the cacophony of her racing thoughts. The spirit's face remained obscured in twilight, but its presence filled the room, an ache of longing, a heart yearning in silence. Finding her voice, she whispered, "Who are you?" Yet the only response was a fluttering of spectral whispers, thick with sorrow that seemed to swirl upon the air. It felt as if the house itself held its breath, constricting the space between them. Driven by an irresistible pull, Emily stepped toward the figure, entranced by the way it flickered like candlelight, as if a memory caught midway between sorrow and joy. The spirit raised an arm, beckoning her with a gentle sway, urging her to come closer. As she approached, the shadows bled into one another, wrapping around her like velvet darkness. Frozen in that unnatural stillness, Emily was enveloped by a profound sadness that washed over her. as if the very essence of the ghost wove its pain into her being. Images flared in her mind, a ballroom flooded with laughter, a child's lullaby sung in joy, a love lost beneath the tides of time. Each fragment tugged at her heartstrings, a melancholic melody that resonated with her own forgotten memories. Suddenly, with a rush like the first breeze of autumn, the figure dissolved and vanished, leaving behind an echo laden with sorrow. The deep silence that followed was suffocating. It pressed upon her chest, an ache she could hardly bear. Panicked, she staggered back, her heart thrumming in her ears louder than the chilling stillness around her. But deep within, something had changed. A fragile thread to a life once cherished, now intertwined within her very soul. Resolute, Emily knew that to dismiss this encounter would be to bury what the specter had revealed, an unquenchable longing for resolution. The house, like a diary bound in the skin of memories, would share its secrets only with those brave enough to confront the shadows. In the days that followed, she returned to Ravenswood House, armed with the resolve to unearth the stories locked within its walls. Each twilight visit chipped away at the fears, fostering connection with the whispers of the past, guided by that spectral figure's touch, a spirit of remembrance, urging her through the hidden labyrinth of grief and hope. Underneath the floorboards, she found trinkets, lost tokens and love letters yellowing with time, each a morsel of someone's life woven into the very fabric of the house. And with every revelation, tender memories, laced with somber truths, found their way to the surface, vibrant and raw. By the final evening, as the sun dipped into its eternal rest, she stood before the polished setup of a forgotten banquet hall. The air pulsed with airy excitement, the lingering scent of old rose petals and waxen candles filling her lungs. The night brought with it a celebration of lost lives, ridden with sorrow, and yet brimming with love. And at last, the spirit reappeared, brighter, more defined, luminous in the flickering candlelight. Her sadness now mingled with gratitude. Emily smiled, understanding then that to breathe life into these memories was to give a voice to the silenced echoes of Ravenswood House. As darkness enveloped her, Emily felt a warmth wrapping around her like a cherished embrace. With each beat of her heart, the house breathed alongside her, its history woven into her own, a pact forged within the confluence of shadows and light.